Hey everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today we're looking at you. What makes you unforgettable? What makes you unique? What makes you special? What is it about you that other people cannot forget? They'll always remember about you. So group one, your card is number 55, Snake Spirit, and it says time to heal. Group two, your card is number 10, Buffalo Spirit, the abundant universe will provide. And group three, your card is 62, the Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. All right, you've got 3 cards. If you need to rewind, pause, take a better look, you do what you have to do. Once you've decided, all you have to do is go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for the reading you want to watch, and it'll take you straight there. All right, thanks y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group one. So we're looking today at what makes you unforgettable, what makes you special, what makes other people notice you. And not be able to forget, right? So your initial card is Snake Spirit, time to heal. I'll leave that there while I pull some additional cards. We have the Fool reversed. The Five of Cups. And the Ten of Wands reversed. I'm also going to pull some Lenormand cards for you. You have the Birds. The Cross. And the Lady. Okay. Now that we've got your cards down, the first thing I like to do, if you're not familiar with my channel or my readings, is I like to listen for any initial messages that Spirit wants to bring forward for you. That is how I work. I listen and I hear Spirit. I hear my spirit guides in general readings, your spirit guides in a private reading. So bear with me just a sec while I listen for some initial messages for you. Before I do, I just want to mention, if you'd like a personal reading, you can check for availability on my website, pink22tarot.com. Okay. All right, now give me just a second, y'all, while I listen. Okay. All right. Well, this is what they're telling me. And you may or may not recognize this first part, but you should recognize the second. The first part they're telling me is that you're a healer. Now you may say, no, I'm not. I don't work in a healing profession. I'm not a counselor or a doctor or even a spiritual healer. I don't do any of those things. It's not about what your job is. It's who you are. You're a healer, and your healing, your ability to heal, comes from your own inner strength. It comes from your ability to rise up above difficult circumstances, troubling times, hard times that you have gone through. You may even be going through some right now. But it's your ability to rise up above them and heal yourself that allows you to share that gift with other people, and you heal them. You may not even know you're doing it. That's the truth. Sometimes all you're doing is having a conversation with someone. you're sharing your experience or listening to their experience and helping them to see things from a different perspective so that they don't feel so low, they don't feel so broken. You really have a special gift for that. You do. Some of you may be doing it professionally in some level, but if you're not, this reading's still for you. You're still helping people in untold ways. Okay? All right. And people don't forget you. When you heal somebody, when you help them through something very, very difficult in their life, they remember you forever. It never goes away. They may not remember your name, but they'll remember you and what you did for them, how you helped them. So you should try to love that about yourself. So your initial card here is the snake spirit, and it does say time to heal. I'm also being drawn to the 2 5s at the top. And what they're telling me here is, just like the snake, you're very strong. You have this power inside of you to go from feeling very small to rising up and embracing change, which the 2 5s represent change. They represent times when our lives are a bit wobbly. And it's because something big is about to shift. You have become so good at bringing yourself through those shifts in your own life, from helping yourself go from feeling small to feeling powerful again, that you've become very gifted at helping others. Whether you're trying to or not, you are doing it, and you're healing people. Every time you heal yourself, you learn another way to heal someone else, consciously or subconsciously. But it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And certainly nothing to be afraid of. I don't know why I'm saying that. They did just bring those words into my mind, but someone must be thinking, I don't want that. I don't want that. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's a gift. It's a gift. All right, so let's get into your other cards here. We have the Fool reversed and the Birds. Let me just hear what they want to tell you about this. The first thing they're saying is that you don't take chances with other people's feelings. You're very empathetic and very empathic in that way. You kind of understand what will hurt someone, and you avoid that. You don't take chances with other people's weak spots, even though you do have this ability to see where their weak spots are. And I bet if you thought about that, you'd know it. You know, if someone's annoying you or pissing you off or angering you, you always kind of know, I could say this and it would destroy them. But you've learned not to do that. Maybe you did it when you were younger. Maybe every once in a while you catch yourself doing it now or almost doing it. But now you're very conscious of it because there's a part of you that doesn't want to hurt anybody, even if they hurt you. Which is good. That just means that you've evolved. You've evolved over your lifetime, which is what we're all meant to do. All right, so then you have the 5 of Cups and the Cross. So everybody goes through very difficult times at some point in their life, and truly many points over the span of your life. Everyone goes through difficult times, tragic times. They experience death of a loved one. They experience sickness of themselves or a loved one. They experience loss of some kind, anything from losing a loved one to losing a job to just losing a valuable item, that they cherished. It doesn't matter. Pain is pain. And you've been through your share of it. Absolutely. You don't dwell on it. I would venture to say, because they're giving me this feeling, is that when somebody asks you about different times in your life, you tend not to remember the bad stuff, or you tend not to talk about it. Not that there's any harm in talking about it. You've just healed from that. You've moved beyond most of the things that have really hurt you, and you've risen up above it. And in that same way, you're able to help other people when they experience loss, when they experience rejection, fear, failure, whatever it may be. You help them get to the other side of pain. through your voice, primarily. That's what I'm getting, through your voice, through your words. Some of you may write. I don't know whether it's inspirational concepts or some of you even may be writing a book or a blog, uh, or you may preach in some way, not necessarily religiously, but it could be, but preach or teach. But that's just some of you. Some of you, a lot of you, it's just talking to people, listening to their stories, giving them an ear and a shoulder. And then it's your voice that steps in and creates a healing space for them. Just by allowing them to see things from a different perspective than beneath that blanket of pain they're feeling. You just help to show that ray of light that's beyond the pain. Not by telling them to get over it, not by dismissing how they're feeling, just by reminding them that they've been through difficult times before, that they're not alone, that they will be stronger for it when this is over. However you do it, it really, really helps others in profound ways and makes you absolutely unforgettable. Okay? All right. Then we have the 10 of Wands reversed and the Lady. Let me just listen to what they want to tell you about this. They're telling me that you don't see this so much as your work, and there may be some of you who do this as a job, but you don't see this so much as work, but instead you see it as a mission. If you even really think about it at all in those terms. You're not doing it to make money, although some of you do make money from helping others, and there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion. But it's the fact that you come from it from a place of your heart, from a place of kindness and compassion, which is what the Lady represents: kindness, compassion, love. You come at it from that perspective. And so it never feels, for some of you, it doesn't feel like a job, even if it is. It doesn't feel like work, even if it is. For others of you who are just innately healers, in some even just casual, everyday ways, you don't see it as a burden. Because you don't take that burden on. You don't carry other people's problems with you. You have the ability to release them, kind of back into the atmosphere to be healed properly. You don't carry them around with you. You carrying somebody else's pain doesn't relieve their pain, it just adds to yours. And there's something about you that knows this. You can listen, you can talk to people, you can help them in all the ways that you do, and then you can leave and go on with your life. And really, that's wonderful. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. All right, group one, that's all I have for you. Short and sweet, but I hope you see how absolutely wonderful this is. And to be unforgettable for something so wonderful, you should be proud. Okay? Thanks, group one. Bye-bye. Hey, group two. So today we're looking at what makes you unforgettable. What's special about you, unique about you, that people always remember you about or remember you for. All right, your initial card is Buffalo Spirit, and it says the abundant universe will provide. I'll leave that there while we get some additional cards down. First card is the Fool reversed. Interesting. This was the first card for group one as well. Maybe there'll be more similarities. We'll see. Two of Cups reversed. The Empress reversed. And we'll get some Lenormand cards to go with them. Okay. We have stars. The gentleman. And finally, the cross. All right, give me just a sec. I just want to take these cards in and listen for some initial messages for you. In case you're not familiar, that is how I work. I work with my spirit guides in these general readings, and I hear them. They talk to me. They share messages, interpretations, and different things with me to share with you. In a private reading, I connect with your spirit guides, not mine. But before I do that, I will mention that I do offer personal readings. You can check my website, pink22tarot.com, and see what's available there. All right, now give me just a sec while I listen for some initial messages for you. So bear with me 1 minute, y'all. Okay, the first thing they said to me, and this is going to sound a little strange at first, but I'm going to say it. They said there's something very ancient about you. And I don't mean your age or what you look like, but there's something very ancient about you. Now, give me a sec. I want to hear more because I want to clarify what that means, because I'm sure you're maybe as confused as I am. But they're telling me it's a sense that you give others of knowing more than your age would belie. Knowing more than your age would belie. You seem to have ancient knowledge within you in some way that defies your age. No matter how young or old you are, it's like the more you live, the more you experience, the more knowledge you capture. But it's very profound knowledge, and I don't want to get too woo on y'all, but it does. It feels like it's knowledge that comes to you from somewhere else, right? You seem to know things. You seem to understand situations. You seem to grasp the bigger picture about things in a way that you this is their word, not mine. You are unrattleable. Oh, couldn't give me an easier word. Unrattleable. In other words, you can't be rattled, or it's very hard to rattle you. It's very hard to shake you. And it's not about confidence. It's just about you just have this inner knowing that, and this inner stillness that tells you everything's going to be okay. And that's how you appear to people. They see you as someone who is very calm. You're very slow to anger. You accept what life brings you with a true, good or bad, with a true sense of humility and a true sense of understanding that honestly baffles other people because not everybody has that or taps into it. But you do. You're very grounded. You're very stable. And you're very secure in your own feelings. And people see you as unshakable in some way. Like they look at you and think, is there anything that could happen to this person that would just break them down? Because it's like they've never seen you completely like lose control or like lose your shit. Sorry for that. But and I'm not saying that you never have, but I would say given the amount of things that have been thrown at you, you've handled yourself very, very well and very gracefully. And when you do get angry or upset, it's for a very good reason. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So your initial card here is Buffalo Spirit. The abundant universe will provide. That's that knowing. The abundant universe will provide. It says You know there's enough, even if you're going through a difficult time. Maybe you're not making enough money, maybe work is slow, it's not that you haven't gone through times in your life where you had less or went without. There's always something in you that knew things would get better, that you would be okay. Didn't always know how, but you knew you would. And that somehow rubs off on other people. It's like they watch you and they see you be so unshakable, unrattleable, that they start feeling a little bit more calm and relaxed in their own lives as well. It's really wonderful. It's really wonderful. Very, again, that they're giving me very ancient energy about you. Old world knowledge is instilled in you. I don't know, maybe you have some native Indian in your ancestral line. I don't know, but it feels very much like that, even if you don't. Okay, so you have here the full reversed and stars. Let's hear what they want to say here. They're saying you don't tend to worry about what's next very much. You're very present in the moment. You take things as they come. You know that everything will be okay. You know everything will be fine on some level. It doesn't mean you never have moments of worry. I'm sure you do. We all do. We're all human. But you handle it and you manage it with such grace and such ease that people don't see it, at least not very often. And it stems really from some kind of faith that you have. It doesn't have to be religious. Some kind of faith you have in yourself, in the universe, in the spirit world. Maybe you have ancestors in spirit that you talk to, you rely on. I don't know. I feel some of you do. Maybe parents, loved ones, grandparents in spirit that you talk to that you know are helping you. That's for some of you, not all of you. But you don't, they're saying you don't live this overly cautious life or this overly prepared life. You take things one step at a time and see where life takes you. You don't take chances. You're not risky. You're very stable in that way as well. You just go where life takes you, which is really, really refreshing, but it feels very grounded and stable to me, the energy they're giving me. All right, so then you have the Two of Cups and the Gentleman. You have a way of releasing attachment when you need to and when you want to. It doesn't mean you don't love. It doesn't mean you don't care, because you do. You care deeply. But you also know that there's this inner knowing, not just believing, but an inner knowing that we're all connected anyway. Even if we have to move on and live separate lives, even if there's times when we feel very separate because of whatever's going on in our life, you don't drag yourself into the past. You don't drag yourself and keep yourself, what's the word? Anchored. You don't keep yourself anchored to situations unnecessarily. In other words, situations that you're not meant to be in anymore, whether it be relationships, jobs, homes, whatever it is. Even attitudes, behaviors, thought processes. When it no longer serves you, you do have a way of stepping aside and moving on with grace, really, not with anger, not with jealousy or resentment. It's just a calmness. It's a calmness about you. It really is. Your calmness and your stability really strikes people. And as they get to know you more and more, the ones that do, they start to see these subtleties as well. Because you're not just calm and stable, because you're also nimble. You don't get stuck in situations where you don't belong, which is interesting. So you give off a stable feeling, but you don't let yourself get stuck or feel stuck. Right, so then we have the Empress reversed and the Cross. I just want to hear what they want to tell you about these cards. Bear with me one second. They're telling me you can have everything or you can have nothing, and your attitude doesn't change. In fact, there have been times in your life when you have had nothing, or times when if you look back where you had more than enough, or you had what felt like everything. You stayed the same through it all. Having more things, more money, more assets, didn't make you any happier. Having less didn't make you happier either. It's just this calmness. It's like this still river that runs through you that just says you always have what you need when you need it. Anything excess, okay. And if you're going without, it gives you a chance to reflect and consider why. You're very thoughtful. You spend a lot of time considering situations, trying to understand the lessons in different experiences in your life and in others' lives. I just said. So you don't just reflect on your own life, you reflect on others. You notice when other people are going through difficult times, and you ask yourself, why? What's the reason? What are they learning? What are they getting from this? You may or may not tell them what you kind of come up with. It's all just helping you learn the human experience on a different level. Anyway, group 2, that's what I have for you. It's really this wonderful, wonderful energy. I think you should be proud of it. I think you are memorable for it, absolutely. Even though I think a lot of people probably don't understand why. They don't need to. They don't need to. All right, thanks, group 2. I appreciate you. Have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye. Hey, group 3. So today we're looking at what makes you unforgettable. What's unique about you? What's so special about you that people can't forget? Your initial card is number 62, Turtle Spirit, and it says slow and steady wins the race. Leave that here. Pull some additional cards. Your first card is the Ten of Pentacles. The Knight of Wands. And the Knight of Swords. And we'll get some Lenormand cards to go with them. The Clouds. The Mountain. And finally, the Mice. Okay, now that we've got your cards down, what I'd like to do first is to stop and listen and hear messages that are meant for you before we get into the cards. If you're not familiar with my work or my channel, that is how I work. I work with my spirit guides in these general readings. In a personal reading, I work with your spirit guides, but I hear them. I hear them. They give me messages. They give me information. Sometimes they show me images, pictures of things, and I use that to share this guidance from spirit to you. So I'm going to just stop and listen and see what they have to tell you. So bear with me one sec, y'all. Okay, they're telling me first, the first message they have for you anyway, is that when it comes to money, when it comes to making money, even spending money, but more so making it, earning it, going after it, you know there are no quick fixes. You're not one to jump on the latest fad. You're not one to kind of get tricked into schemes or, you know, different kinds of pyramids. And I know some people do those things very successfully. You don't take chances in that way. Um, you you absolutely do things in the slow and steady approach. You save money. You're not. You're telling me that you're frugal. You're not cheap. You'll spend it on something that makes you happy, but you don't waste money. You don't throw it around. You don't use it to impress people. You earn money in a steady manner. You put money away, and it's like your wealth, wherever you are on the spectrum at this moment, whatever you have today, you know, 10 years from now it will be more, and it won't be because you got lucky or because you took chances. It's because you were contemplative about what opportunities to pursue, what jobs to take, how long to stay in a job, how often to move to a new job, where to put your money as far as investments and that kind of thing. I know this isn't meant to be all about money, but they're using your gifts, right? They're using this example as a way to illustrate what makes you special, what makes you unique and unforgettable. It's not just about money, but they're using that as an example to illustrate it. So hopefully that makes sense to you. You believe in hard work, and you believe that hard work pays off, but you also believe in going after your dreams. It's not about staying stuck at all, right? The turtle keeps moving, doesn't become stuck, because if it does, it will have trouble getting up and getting moving again. Um, it continues to progress in all the different ways that you continue to progress in all the ways that matter to you. You don't let yourself become stagnant, but you also don't change with the wind. So hopefully that makes some sense, at least before we get full on into the cards. But again, they initially came in with the messages about money because it's a good way to illustrate your unique personality. And what people often remember about you is that you continue through good times and bad, through long years and short years, right? Whatever that means to you. You continue to progress. You put your money where your mouth is. In other words, you don't take chances. You don't move on a whim. You're very industrial. You're very steadfast. And you have the utmost of integrity. You're someone that people look up to and wish they could be more like you because they know their life would be better in some way if they were. Now, listen, we're all meant to be different. So not everyone is going to feel that way, but a lot of people do. A lot of people look at you and think, if I took fewer chances. But for some people, taking chances is what they need to do. You take chances when it's prudent, when you know it's the right decision. You have that instinctual ability to know what moves to make, for sure. Okay, so let's jump into the cards. Your initial card is Turtle Spirit. Slow and steady wins the race. That's very much who you are. If you're still watching this video, then I'm sure you recognize that in yourself. You believe in gains, but you believe that slow gains in your life, whether that be knowledge, whether that be money, whether that be success, slow gains are built on a solid foundation. And it's that solid foundation that will never fail you in the long run. Interesting. Okay, so your initial cards here, we have 10 of Pentacles and the Clouds. They're telling me you don't let yourself get too comfortable. So you don't get stuck, you don't get complacent, you're not stubborn. This slow and steady is not a stubborn feeling at all. It's a constantly moving, it's a constantly moving energy, constantly progressing, constantly taking that next best step. So you don't let yourself get too comfortable, too complacent. You're always moving, just like the clouds are always moving. Dark clouds one day might be white clouds, the next day might be no clouds the day after. You keep yourself moving like the clouds, and in that way, your life is very, very rich. Other people look at you and think that you have everything. But part of the reason why you appear to have everything is because you don't take it for granted, but you also don't allow yourself to cling onto situations. You're always moving. You're always taking that next step forward. All right, so then we have the Knight of Wands and the Mountain. They're saying you're not afraid to work hard. You're just not. You're willing to work hard if there's going to be a payoff, if there's a chance of there being a payoff, and that doesn't just mean money, but if there's a chance that it will result in something positive, you're not afraid of putting in the hard work. You know that you can keep going until you get to the top of the mountain and off to the other side. You know you have it in you to do it. You do follow the path that inspires you. And there's that instinct that comes in that kind of guides you. So it's not that you're just always moving forward. Somehow you always seem to be moving forward in the right direction. It's almost like you don't jump on trends, you don't jump on fads, you actually always seem to be there at the right time. And that's because you started heading in that direction long before it became a fad, before it became a thing. So it may look like to some like you're lucky to be in the right place at the right time, but you weren't lucky at all. You just kept moving forward. Where often people allow themselves to get stuck and complacent, you don't do that. You see where things are headed and you follow the tide. You follow the tide. All right. So then we have the Knight of Swords and the Mice. I just want to hear what they want to tell you about these cards. So bear with me 1 sec. They're saying you don't run away with the wind. In other words, you don't get swept up in things. You take things one step at a time, just like the mice do. Mice can empty an entire bag of seed or cornmeal or whatever it may be, not by trying to scoop up as much as they can in one go, but by going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it's all gone, until they've taken every last piece they wanted. And that is how you move forward. You always head into, sorry, say that again. Oh, you always head into the direction of your dreams, of what you want for your life. But you do it with a sense of purpose and a sense of precision and a sense of patience, really patience that is undeniable. But what a lot of people don't realize about you, they see you doing things like in a slow and steady way. They see you moving forward. What they don't see about you is that you're always have your eyes toward what you want. Your insight, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, your instincts. It's almost like the instincts of an animal always point you in the right direction. And if more people thought to follow you, they'd do well for themselves. But most people don't have the patience that you have. Your patience is what carries you through. Your ability to take things slowly allows you to sense when the wind is changing, when it's shifting, so that you too can change direction. Really interesting, group 3. Anyway, I hope that helps. I know that was relatively short and sweet, but it's just a taste of what makes you unique, what makes you special, makes you unforgettable to others. So thank you so much for being here, y'all. If you'd like a personal reading, please check my website, pink22tarot.com. You can see what's available there, or send me a message to be added to my wait list if there's nothing available. Thank you so much, y'all, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.